here in this bhajan is very special because it explains two things: the miserable material world and the solution to that misery. The solution to that misery is to simply hear and chant about Krishna. Shravana Kirtana Smarana Vandana. So therefore, what we are trying to do here as of now is we are going to do some Shravanam and Kirtanam. Kirtanam is not just necessarily music, but anything that glorifies the Supreme Lord is Kirtanam. So chanting Bhagavad Gita, recitation, discussing, all this unfolds Kirtanam. And when you hear it, it becomes Shravanam, hearing. Okay. So as Prabhuji mentioned, today we are going to chapter 4 of the Bhagavad Gita. Just so that I get to know whom I am speaking with. How many of you have studied Bhagavad Gita before? Okay, good. Okay. So I can ask you questions. How many chapters are there in the Bhagavad Gita?
80.
And chapter 4 is entitled as Transcendental Knowledge. Why is Krishna speaking transcendental knowledge in the 4th chapter all of a sudden? You just finished 3rd chapter, right? Okay, yes, Karma Yoga. So why is Krishna speaking transcendental knowledge in 4th chapter? Okay, he'll repeat it again later. So he might as well have spoken it at the end. Why is he coming in 4th chapter and talking about transcendental knowledge? Any wild guess? Okay, what did the 3rd chapter end with? Anyone knows?
Knowledge.
Sorry? Yes? You can raise your hand.
Overcoming modes with knowledge.
Okay, Prabhuji is already expert. He takes classes here for others. What did the 3rd chapter end with? Otherwise, we'll have to move back and start 3rd chapter all over again.
The cause what is the reason for the suffering that starts with that and then ends with?
It starts with what is the reason for suffering? 3rd chapter?
Why one commits wrong activity, even though one does not.
Okay. But you don't attend here, no, HSR every week. It's for the students attending. Yes? What did you study in the 3rd chapter? Okay, so 3rd chapter is to do with. Okay. What did Krishna speak in the 2nd chapter? Yes. One thing he spoke about, what is soul. Okay, very good. Okay, anything else he spoke about in the 2nd chapter? Yes? Prabhuji's? Okay. What is 1st chapter all about? We are going. Yes.
What's happening in the Kurukshetra, the battlefield, like who are participating and it starts. And later Arjuna will drop the Dhanasya there.
Correct.
Like he's not going to do the war. Then in the 2nd chapter, Krishna starts speaking like what was the reason why you should do. Explaining what is the soul. In the 3rd chapter, he explains what is the karma yoga, like how you need to do the dharma. You should not do as you wish. You should do what is actually right. The dharma you should do.
Okay. Good. Good. Thank you. What's your name? Bhavya Mataji. Okay. Thank you. Good. Nice thing. So 1st chapter is Krishna. Bhagavad Gita 1st chapter is all about setting the scene. Why did Krishna even speak the Bhagavad Gita? So one intro, a trailer. And Arjuna gets confused. Arjuna gives many excuses why I do not want to fight. And therefore, 2nd chapter, finally Arjuna says, I am not able to decide whether I should conquer or to be conquered. Should I defeat or should I be defeated? Should I fight or run away from the battlefield? And therefore finally he submits to Krishna saying, Karpanya dosho bhata swabhava prichami tvam dharma samudha. Dharma samudha means I am completely bewildered about my duty. I do not know what is to be done, what is not to be done. And therefore, my dear Lord, I submit to you, you explain to me what I should do. That's when Krishna speaks. Krishna could have spoken even before. But till then, Arjuna never submitted to Krishna asking for his advice. And therefore, Krishna is such an expert leader, he only offers advice when it is asked for. Because advice given unasked, when advice is given unasked, generally people don't take it seriously, isn't it? They don't follow it. So therefore Krishna only reserves his energy for the people who are interested. So only when Arjuna asked, my dear Lord, please help me, Shishyaste ham shadimam tvam prapannam. Now I surrender unto you as a disciple and you are my master, spiritual master, my guru. So you explain to me what is to be done. And that is the point when Krishna speaks Bhagavad Gita. And how does he start? First of all, he starts with chastising Arjuna. Gatasona gatasonscha nanu shochanti panditaha. My dear Arjuna, you are speaking like a learned man, whereas you are lamenting for something which is unworthy of grief. What was that? Because you are lamenting for body, something which is temporary, you are crying over it. Just as a small child, say a small child is crying over a lost balloon, we will laugh over it. And we are crying over probably lost money, lost job, isn't it? Because the toys change, as Shankaracharya says, Balastavat krida sakta, tarunastavat taruni sakta. That means, when one is a small child, the toy for the child is a balloon, a toy car, it could be anything. But as one comes to teenage, then what is his toy? Opposite sex. Tarunastavat taruni sakta. Then he thinks, oh, what is the small children? His small brother comes and says, Bhaiya, I'm missing that toy. He said, toy, I'll get you one more, don't worry. But he is crying, he is talking about his girlfriend, hey, don't break up with me, Isn't it? And his father is saying, why are you worrying about girlfriend? Now you do studies, everything will work out. Because he's already married, he is past that phase. And when he is in his phase, what is he worrying about? Money. He's worrying about job. He's worrying about status, isn't it? And what do people elder to him, his father, worry? Hey, don't worry, things will work out. But what is he worrying about? Property, So in this way, Shankaracharya laments that Pare Brahmani Kopina Sakta. That means in life we never get any time to worry about God, isn't it? So therefore, Krishna tells Arjuna that you are lamenting for something which is unworthy of grief, and therefore let me give you Atma Jnana. That is the first step to spirituality. Any kind of spirituality without understanding that I am not this body, I am spirit soul, is simply a fallacy. It is not spirituality. Just be kind, just do good, just be honest. Is this spirituality? No, this is morality. Morality is maybe a subset of spirituality. Spirituality is much more, isn't it? Because Krishna told Yudhishthira, you should lie, that Ashwatthama is killed. But when he did not lie, he had to later on get a darshan of hell because he disobeyed Krishna. So that means to lie or speak truth is not so much as important as becoming a devotee of God. That is spirituality. So morality becomes a subset. So anyway, Krishna tries to explain and clarify to Arjuna's questions. Arjuna said, I am feeling a lot of compassion for the bodies of my relatives on the Kaurava side. Krishna said, they are not these bodies, they are spirit souls, they never die. Na hanyate hanyamani sharire. The bodies are never killed. The soul is never killed. The body is already killed. It's always killed, isn't it? Body is always dead. It's dead matter, isn't it? And then Arjuna also says, but my dear Krishna, what happens if sin overcomes us? He says, if you do your dharma as Kshatriya, you're a Kshatriya, Kshatriya does his dharma, he doesn't become sinful, rather he gets heavenly abode. And therefore he says, Dukha Sakama Karma Yoga. Then he says, but what about, if we, of course, then he says, do Nishkama Karma Yoga to overcome, because when one does Nishkama Karma Yoga, what is that verse? 238, I think. Tato yuddhaya yujjasva naivam papam avapsasi. My dear Arjuna, if you simply do your work without attraction for results, then sin will never touch you. So he says Nishkama Karma Yoga for the excuse of sinful reactions of Arjuna. And then when Arjuna also says, but if I kill everyone, what will I alone do with my kingdom? Can you enjoy alone? You need family to enjoy with. So this is Arjuna's another doubt. Krishna says, no. Actually, if you follow your Kshatriya dharma and fight, then you will be honored as a great warrior, as a dharma palaka, as a follower of dharma. And if you in this world you will inherit the kingdom, enjoy the kingdom, or if you die in the war, you will go to heavens. Either way you will enjoy. So there is no question of no enjoyment. You will enjoy. So he gave the argument of Sakama Karma Yoga. And then finally Arjuna says about tradition and everything. Isn't it? He says about the tradition being destroyed, the elders of the family will be destroyed. So culture is destroyed, women of the society will be polluted, Varna Shankara population will dominate the world. It's all a big chaos. So Krishna gives the remaining chapter. He talks about Bhakti Yoga later on. So second chapter becomes entire Bhagavad Gita put in a one chapter. That is second chapter. The entire Gita is summarized. But then Arjuna is not yet convinced. What am I supposed to do? Okay, finally you spoke the entire Gita, so should I fight or not? So that's what third chapter starts with. And then Krishna tells Arjuna, you should, he says, Arjuna basically asks Krishna, should I renounce or not? Please tell me. And Krishna first of all clarifies to Arjuna what is renunciation. Renunciation is not to give up. It's not to give up the objects of this world, but to give up the false proprietorship that this thing belongs to me. Give that up. They say, for example, whose laptop is this? Prabhuji's. Whose? Okay, Krishna's. Isn't it? So, if, for example, if I have my phone, then I can say, I have given up everything, I just have one phone. But this is my phone. Then I'm not renounced because I have still kept something where I think it is mine. Rather, if I understand this is not my phone, this is Krishna's phone, and Krishna has given it to me as a custodian. I'm only the custodian of this phone. That means what? Like a company gives you a company laptop. Now if you want to play games on it, they won't allow, isn't it? It's all blocked. And if you want to take a company car, company laptop and go with your girlfriend to a beach and enjoy, what will they do? Will they keep giving you a car? They'll withdraw the car, isn't it? So similarly, Krishna has given us all these objects to use in his service. Just as company gives a car, a laptop, sometimes insurance, so many facilities company gives, just so that we can use it in company service. Is that point understandable? So now one can say, but Prabhu, isn't it just mental adjustment just to think that okay, this is not my phone, this is Krishna's phone? It's not that. We should understand how is it Krishna's phone. Can anyone tell me? I am saying this is Krishna's phone, but can anyone logically tell me how this is Krishna's phone? Yes, one.
Like if you use the phone to call someone to join to the center and have Krishna's mercy, so it is used for Krishna's.
Hi. So you are saying you can use it in Krishna service, but it can still be my phone using in Krishna service. I am saying how can you explain to me that this is not my phone, it's Krishna's phone, and therefore I have to in the future use it in Krishna service. Nothing belongs to us. Okay. But as of now it belongs to me. Say for example you say nothing belongs to me, but if I keep the phone, who dares touch this phone? Can anyone dare touch the phone? I'm here, phone is here. Nothing belongs to me, but no one dare touch the phone because everyone knows this is his phone. But so it's now mine, na?
The phone is
Yes.
bought with money only. That money you worked on something only, you got the money. That work is given for you done by you only. But this
So is mine.
soul is given by Krishna. So
Okay.
whatever Krishna given to our body, with that capability we are earning some money. That money we are using for buying something.
Okay, you're close. You're close to the answer. Okay. Mataji is saying that whatever money we are earning, the effort we are able to put, it's all by God's grace that we are able to do it. So therefore, this belongs to, so we can say therefore the body belongs to Krishna, and okay, I'll give something to Krishna. Of my total salary, I'll give some token. Thank you Krishna, I say. Bol denge. But still, who put the effort? I put the effort. Whose money? My money. So therefore, whose phone? Doesn't.
But Krishna told we are not the body, we are the soul.
Yeah, but phone is still mine, no?
But the soul.
We can be soul, but the phone is still mine. Yes. Who can explain? Yes, Pramod, try.
Part of material nature,
Huh?
fine habits.
Okay.
part of material nature and 5 elements are Krishna's property.
Okay, very good. Yes. Yes. Okay, they belong to Krishna.
So this is made up of that and body also made up of.
Okay. Okay, so Prabhu is saying because these things are made up of raw materials which belong to Krishna, therefore this phone is Krishna's. Isn't it? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Okay, very close. You are very, very close. But still there is one thing missing. I can say through my hard work, I made this mine. It belongs to Krishna, the raw materials, but I earned it through my hard.
That Pausha is Krishna's.
Okay, then I don't exist. Now we are talking Buddhism. Shunyavad. We don't exist then. Yes? Your point is very, very close. Just one more thing. Add to that. To complete it. Mhm. Yes?
We are also
We are also
Amsha of Krishna.
Amsha of Krishna. Okay, so if it's mine, it's Krishna's. Okay, very good. I like your philosophy. So what belongs to you is Krishna's. What belongs to Krishna is mine. What belongs to you is
Mine.
mine. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Where is your home, by the way? Home, car, property. Amazing. Yes.
Bhagavad Gita, he says everything emanates from me.
Okay. Okay, so that is in line with what Prabhu said. All materials, raw materials come from me, Krishna says. Bhumirapan alavayu. Same aham sarvasya prabhu. Everything is coming from Krishna. Okay. But I can say I earned it. This is now mine.
You earned it because Krishna gave you mercy.
Krishna gave mercy. But I earned it.
You also came from
Yes.
Krishna.
That Mataji says. Sorry. That Mataji is saying.
We are in the
We are-
illusion that we have earned it.
Okay, we are in illusion. So, actually, I didn't earn it.
you take the proprietorship, but you are not actually.
So, how can you explain that this does not belong to me? Their arguments are very
Because
close.
that's-
If we-
that's
if we-
permanent- that's
if we
not
believe that
permanent.
he doesn't
Okay.
belong here, then we can accept.
That's not permanent. Anytime it can go.
Yeah.
Okay, so?
So you have to leave it one day.
Till the time it is there, it is?
Our body
Even if it is permanent, we are not permanent.
we are, yes, our body
Yes.
is mortal. So we are not permanent. It's not, it can't belong to us because we don't exist in this earth. Only for temporary year.
Correct.
So it does not belong to us.
No, say for example, you temporarily go to USA for 1 year and you are in your home. Can I say, Prabhu, you are just 1 year here, so let us share the home. Your home is my home. For that 1 year, the home is yours, no?
No.
Huh?
End of the day, no.
Really? Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because see, whole philosophy belongs to that we are nothing. I mean, we are.
We are servants. We are servants.
We are servants of God. Yes, you were saying something? Okay. Others, devotees sitting along the wall, any contribution?
Along the wall.
Yes? You are able to understand what is being discussed? I'm just trying to get your involvement into the Gita because it's very important to understand the concept. Otherwise, we can study Gita 100 times, 1000 times
It's
without
very-
understanding.
Yeah, both way communication is very.
Yes. So some involvement is required. So anything you want to add? You understood the question and discussion going on. So any other thoughts? Yes. Correct. Is the human convenience is what? Mm. But whom does it belong to? It belongs to God. Isn't it? Huh? His prasadam, yes. हाँ हम सब भगवान के हैं हाँ इसलिए मेरे पापा क्या बोलते हैं हम सब भगवान के हैं इसलिए जो दुनिया भगवान ने दिया हमको ये हमारे भोग के लिए ऐसे बोलते हैं उसको भोगना चाहिए, भगवान ने दिया है. अरे बेटा एंजॉय करो.
पप्पा दिया ना, एंजॉय करना है.
जो हमारे आत्मा जो है हम तो भगवान ही एक्चुअली,
हम भगवान है.
तो हमारा जो आत्मा है हम तो बॉडी नहीं है.
हाँ, हम तो बॉडी नहीं है, हम भगवान भी नहीं है, हम भगवान के अंश है. जैसे आप देखते हैं सागर और स्विमिंग पूल, इन दोनों में बड़ा क्या कौन है? क्या है? सागर. कितना बड़ा है? हाँ, आप नहीं बोल सकते सागर मतलब स्विमिंग पूल इंटू 10, यू कैन नॉट से दैट. 10 बार स्विमिंग पूल नहीं, इन्फिनिट स्विमिंग पूल जाएगा सागर में. तो भगवान ऐसे, भगवान है बहुत, उनको बोला जाता है विभू और हम है अणु. सो भगवान है जैसे सूर्य किरण, हम है ट्यूबलाइट. और भगवान है ऐसे ओशन, हम है स्विमिंग पूल. सो जैसे हमारा क्वालिटी एक ही है. वी बोथ आर वन इन टर्म्स ऑफ क्वालिटी. जैसे आप एक बूंद लेंगे ओशन से, क्वालिटी केमिकल कंपोजिशन पता है आपको, H2O बोलते हैं ना, और जो सॉल्ट होता है, मिनरल होता है, वो सब एक ही होता है. तो आपको ओशन वाटर को चेक करना है तो एक बूंद लेके चेक कर सकते हैं लेबोरेटरी में. आपको पूरा सागर नहीं चाहिए टेस्ट करने के लिए. सो क्वालिटेटिवली हम एक ही है गुण में, बट क्वांटिटेटिवली भगवान बहुत बड़े हैं, हम बहुत छोटे हैं. हाँ? इसलिए हम भगवान नहीं हो सकते, हम भगवान के अंश हैं. हाँ, तो इससे बड़ा वो अंश जो जब भगवान का सेवा करेगा वो भगवान से बड़ा बन सकता है.
इसलिए शंकराचार्य ने बोला ना हम ब्रह्मास्मि.
हाँ, हम ब्रह्मास्मि मतलब हम हैं भगवान के अंश, हम भगवान नहीं होते. जो भी बोलते हैं हम भगवान हैं, उनको बोल सकते हैं कि ठीक है, भगवान ने, कृष्ण भगवान तो गिरिराज को उठाए, आप एक लैपटॉप को बैलेंस कर दो, हो पाएगा? हाँ? एक लोटा को इसको बैलेंस कर दो, नहीं होगा. हम भगवान कैसे बन पाएंगे, ठीक है नहीं? तो थैंक यू. सो आप दोनों का आंसर्स. माता जी, व्हाट वाज योर नेम?
अजीता.
अर्चिता. ओके. Achita. Okay. And your name, Mata ji? Aishwarya. And your name, Prabhu? Guru Gauranga Prabhu. Okay. He's very famous proper disciple, Guru Gauranga Prabhu. Very famous lawyer in US.
In Bangalore.
In Bangalore. Prabhuji, lawyer, no? Really? Okay, what very famous?
Yoga master.
Yoga master. Okay. Okay. Very good. So, because we, just for example, imagine you want to build a home. You supply the raw materials. A labor worker comes, he puts the raw materials together, builds your home. Now, can the laborer say that because I built the home belongs to me? Can he say that?
No.
No. Hare Krishna, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, can the laborer say that the home belongs to me because I worked on it? No, it's not possible. Whom does the home belong to? Yes, the Supreme Lord. Similarly, you see, when you put the signature, you use a pen, you put the signature. Now, whom does the signature belong to? Does the signature belong to the pen?
No.
Does the signature belongs to?
Me. The one who signed.
Yeah. Similarly, the Supreme Lord can utilize the living entities to get the work done in the material world. Or you can say we take from the Supreme Lord these raw materials and we make it. But we never take the proprietorship of these things. It is not possible. Even if someone says, Prabhu, I put hard work, still we don't earn Krishna's property. And therefore, in the 3rd chapter beginning, and that's what we are coming to the 4th chapter. 3rd chapter beginning, Krishna talks about understanding renunciation. Renunciation means overcoming false proprietorship. That this belongs to me. That is renunciation. To overcome that is renunciation. Not to artificial. It's very easy to if say for example I will come to Prabhuji's home and say I renounce this home. Prabhuji will start laughing. Why? He'll think what he thinks, it's as if it's his. Isn't it? It doesn't make any sense. If I just say, oh, I renounce this laptop, I'm detached. Anyway, ye aapka thodi hai laptop. So similarly, when we come to this world and just say, okay, I renounce this and I renounce that, it's not real renunciation because it never belonged to
Me.
us. Yes. That's the point. So therefore, renunciation means let us overcome let us overcome the false proprietorship and understand these things actually belong to Krishna. To the degree we understand these things belong to Krishna, we can use it in Krishna service. Otherwise, we will think we are doing Krishna some favor. Isn't it? My home, I give it for Gita class every week. How great am I? Aise we will feel. Because I am allowing the devotees to utilize my home for a class. We think we are great. Because we think we are doing some favor to Krishna, I say. I went for Tirupati Darshan, बस भगवान को 1 लाख दे दिया मैंने. As if Balaji is asking, please कुछ दे दो. Isn't it? We feel that we have done some favor to the Lord. So therefore, donation when we give also, not every donation is of the same quality. When a person thinks I'm doing a favor by giving, that's not the same quality as someone who thinks, my dear Lord, this is all yours. And therefore, this whatever belongs to me, it is actually yours. And therefore, he is giving from his heart. Versus someone thinks, ठीक है, दे दो भगवान कुछ अच्छे कर रहे हैं हमारे, ठीक है दे दो, token. So therefore, third chapter begins with Tyaga, understanding Tyaga, renunciation. And he tells Krishna tells Arjuna that don't be a pretender, don't simply falsely renounce, but learn how to perform your work. How? Yajñātāt karma nonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. Krishna is telling Arjuna, how do you have to perform work? Yajñātāt, that means for the pleasure of the Lord. You want to be a software engineer, no problem. You want to build apps, no problem. You want to be a farmer, no problem. But do it for Krishna's pleasure. That's the philosophy. Our philosophy, and Karma Yoga is not okay, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, not like that. When you understand you are doing karma for Krishna and Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Karma Yoga is Bhakti Yoga. Otherwise, why is Krishna spending so much time in so many other chapters when Krishna knows Arjuna to pure devotee? I am the Supreme Lord. Let's just talk Bhakti. You think Krishna is now going to waste time speaking everything else? No, Krishna is actually speaking Bhakti Yoga, and therefore Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga also becomes Bhakti Yoga to the degree we understand Krishna is the object of Karma and Jnana. And therefore now we are understanding Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, this is Jnana. Is this less than Bhakti? What we are doing now? Then all of you can simply go and chant. No, this is Bhakti Yoga. Even though this is Jnana, because this is Jnana connected to Bhagwan. Yes. Yeah, is this clear? Okay. So, after explaining all this, Krishna inspires Arjuna, my dear Arjuna, you have to therefore fight. Not for yourself, fight for me. Because by fighting for me, you will be liberated from this world. And Arjuna is very enthused now. Okay, Krishna, I'm going to fight. But I have one doubt. Sometimes we are determined to do the right thing, but still there's some force from within which pulls us in the wrong direction, even though unwillingly. How many of you have experienced this force from within? Only few of you. All others are saintly people from holy dhams. All pure devotees. Basically, others did not understand the question, I think. How many of you have felt this force from within? You know it is wrong, but you are forced to do it. Can you raise your hands? Okay, some of you. Okay. Atakena prayuktoyam papam charati purushaha. Then what's the next line? Anichan anichan apivashneya balad ivaniyojitaha. Arjuna is saying, my dear Lord, what is that force that is so strong? Even though I do not want to follow it, I am forced to do that, even though I know, intellectually I am awake, it is wrong, but I am forced. And therefore the final section of the third chapter is on Kama. Kamesha Krodesha Rajaguna Samudbhavaha. My dear Arjuna, it is called as lust, which is the eternal great enemy of the living entity. And he talks about what is lust, where is lust, how to defeat and conquer lust. And the continuation of overcoming that enjoying mentality is the fourth chapter. We can overcome lust by gaining transcendental knowledge. That is introduction to fourth chapter. Why is Krishna speaking transcendental knowledge? And what is transcendental knowledge? Transcendental knowledge means that knowledge which is spiritual in nature. which is talking and describing about transcendence, and it is transformative. It leads to heart transformation. Srila Prabhupada did not take, the knowledge of the material world to the USA. He took spiritual knowledge. I think it is in UC Berkeley, which is #1 institute in the world, or now at least #2. Over there, Srila Prabhupada went, and as he gave a sermon, an Indian student stood up from the audience and he said, "Swamiji, what have you come to do here? The times have changed and we are advancing in knowledge. What have you come here to give us?" And Srila Prabhupada said, "I have come here to give you something what you have forgotten, your homeland. Whereas you have come here to beg, I have come here to give," Srila Prabhupada said. And therefore, people generally go to the West not to give, but to get master's degree, high dollar notes, isn't it? Foreign spouse. So many things, what status in society, American return, they say, American return. So all these people go there to get something. Prabhupada said, "I am not going there to get anything, but rather to give." And therefore, when Srila Prabhupada went to the West, all the hippies, these hippies who are there, they are from rich families, educated people. They know what is society, but they are not in line with what society stands for. Therefore, they wanted to reject the society. The government had lost hope on these people. And when Srila Prabhupada went with this transcendental knowledge, he converted those hippies into happies. This is the power of spiritual knowledge. Now, how many of you have done computer science engineering here? Okay, how many of you have done 12th standard? You have done undergrad, like your BTech, BSc, all of you educated people here. How many of you, when you did your C++ coding, you felt a change of heart, like happening from selfishness to selflessness, lust converting into love? Anyone felt that kind of transformation of heart? Actually, when lust increases, yes, very true. I have seen it in my college days. More you know, more you are proud and more you are condescending towards others, isn't it? That means this is not a transformative knowledge, and therefore this is not considered to be knowledge. According to the word education. The word education comes from a Latin or Greek word educere. Educare means to bring what is within, the good qualities, the good nature, to bring it without. That is education. But today, in the name of education, what is happening? We are only learning data, information, isn't it? Like, what is information? Information means, okay, how many windows are there in the Empire State Building? You Google it, you will get it, isn't it? When I started working after my BTech, literally whatever I studied was almost of no use. And whatever I was working, the answers were on Google. Stack Overflow is our God, isn't it? For those of you who now ChatGPT, isn't it? That means, you see, this is all just information. For information, you don't have to go to an institution to study. This is not education. In America, I know this one American body devotee. He recently, like 2 years ago, he joined full time. But he was working at Meta, Facebook, earning $10,000 a month. That means like 10 lakh rupees a month. And he did not even do undergrad. No BTech. Just 12th or something, whatever they have, he passed. And he was doing something in music. They have something with music. They're very good at it. So he was doing something in music, and side by side he thought of learning some coding. But he just picked it up. And Meta chose him and selected him. And we are like struggling and competing and breaking sweat. But we are not able to get job. That means the material knowledge is not something very special, isn't it? But the spiritual knowledge when one gains, it has a transformative power. Like you can see in the scriptures, hunter like Mrigari, he became Mrigari Prabhu, isn't it? Ratnakar became Valmiki. Or you can say, who else? Any other idea can you give? Any other example from scriptures? Jagai Madai became devotees. Okay, yes. Ajamil, very good. He became fully pure from all his sinful reactions by chanting the holy name. Isn't it? Don't you see a transformative power? That is what is transcendental knowledge. That knowledge is power. That knowledge has the capacity to even control the Supreme Lord. This knowledge. So much so that in 9, Janma Karma Chame Divyam, later on Krishna says, Evam Yoveti Tattvataha Tyaktva Deham Punarjanma Naiti. Krishna tells Arjuna, if you understand this transcendental knowledge, you are no more part of this material world. Isn't it? So, the whole 4th chapter is basically transcendental knowledge. So, today what we are planning to discuss is text 1 and 2. Just so I can be planned to what time do I go till? Now is 5:48. 6:30? Okay. Do you have enough strength to go till 6:30?
Yes.
Yeah? You can stretch your legs, raise your hands, be cool, but hear attentively, that's all. But you can do whatever you want, no problem.
No stretching of the ears.
No stretching of ears. So, are you able to see the words on the screen? Okay. Today, basically, what we will discuss is the transcendental knowledge. What is the transcendental knowledge should be credible. Not any knowledge is transcendental. That means, where do we get our knowledge? Like someone was telling me, I don't know what is right, what is wrong. Someone told me the history of Bangalore. He told me Bangalore comes from the word Vanganur. Vanganur means basically Venkata. That means the place of Lord Venkateshwara. Like that he derived what is Bangalore, from where did Bangalore come from. I thought, okay, good explanation, it is true. Then another devotee, literally the next day he told me about Bangalore. I don't know why he was telling me, but he told me. And he was telling me something about Bengaluru. Bengaluru something is there where what they were selling, something, I don't know what. It was something to do with, or it was called Bengala or something like that. And that's how the name Bengaluru came. So now I said, Prabhu, wait a minute. You are also devotee, he is also devotee. But the explanations are completely different. Now what is true? Does anyone know where does Bangalore come from? Where does the word Bengaluru come from? So when you do not know where does Bengaluru come from, what do you accept? Anything that makes sense. If I can give you a logical enough explanation and makes sense, you're going to accept it. Now not recently, at least maybe a couple of years ago, there was a debate on someone challenged about Hinduism. The word Hindu is not true. We know what Srila Prabhupada says. Hindu is not true. Because anyone on the side of Sindhu, other side of Sindhu were called as Hindus. And the place was called as Hindustan. It is not a Shastric word. But there was this very famous Shastric scholar on the news channel, along with Arnab Goswami. So he was saying that, yes, Hindu word is Shastric. Because Hindu comes from the word Indu, and Indu means the moon. And therefore the people who follow the calendar of the moon are the Hindus. Explanation is correct. But the word Hindu does not exist in Shastra. But he is trying to prove it. That means because we don't know anything, we can subscribe to any knowledge. Anything which makes sense. So transcendental knowledge cannot be like that. Transcendental knowledge should be credible, should be authentic. Not any knowledge is transcendental. So first 2 verses Krishna that's what he is explaining to Arjuna, and that's what we will see. Can you please repeat after me? Shri Bhagavan Vacha Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavan Aham Avyayam Vivasvan Manave Praha Manur Ikshvakave Bravit. So Krishna is saying, Shri Bhagavan Vacha means Krishna is saying. How many of you know Sanskrit? Some Sanskrit? Okay. Because Gita is very simple Sanskrit. Imam Vivasvate Yogam. That means this yoga, what Krishna is going to explain to Arjuna. Krishna is telling Arjuna, I have already explained it to Vivaswan. Who is Vivaswan? The sun god. Suryadev is called Vivaswan. Proktavan aham avyayam. Vivaswan Manave Praha. That means I have already explained to Vivaswan, and Vivaswan explained it to whom? Manu. Vivaswan Manave Praha, and Manu explained it to Ikshvaku. Manur Ikshvakave Bravit. Simple, Bravit means spoke. You understood the shloka now, isn't it? Imam means this, isn't it? This. Okay, correct. Imam Vivasvate Yogam. Yoga means the yogic knowledge, what Krishna is going to speak. Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktaman Aham Avyayam. Avyayam means which doesn't exhaust with time. So therefore Bhagavad Gita knowledge is very special because it does not change with time. These are universal principles. Applicable 5,000 years ago to Arjuna, 5,000 years later to us, 5,000 years later to your great ancestral generation in the future. Isn't it? Applicable to everyone. Therefore it is timeless. And that is called as Avyayam. Proktavan Aham Avyayam Vivaswan Manave Praha Manur Ikshvakve Bravit. So who is Vivaswan? The sun god. He is a leader. And who is Manu?
King of mankind.
The king of mankind. Isn't it? And therefore he is also leader. And Ikshvaku is king. King Ikshvaku. Ikshvaku dynasty, who comes? Lord Ram. Isn't it? So he is also king. Therefore this knowledge is given to, Krishna is speaking this knowledge to the leaders. Why? Later on in the previous chapter only Krishna says Yadyat Achariti Sheshtas. Because when this knowledge is given to the leaders, the common men will automatically follow. Today one devotee was saying, 2% people are wise. Others, everyone else is otherwise. Like that. So 2% wise. You educate the 2% wise, then others will follow the 2%. But if we go for educating the mass of people, it will not happen. So therefore Krishna is speaking this knowledge to the leaders. Not just that, you see how the knowledge is flowing. Krishna spoke it to Vivaswan, Vivaswan spoke it to Manu, Manu speaks it to Ikshvaku, and so on and so forth. And Krishna says, but this knowledge is lost. This was spoken many millions of years ago. And therefore Arjuna, I am going to re-speak it to you today, now, this transcendental knowledge. So, okay, we will come to explanation once we go through the next verse also. Can you translation for me? Read translation.
The personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna said, I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the sun god, Vivaswan, and Vivaswan instructed it to Manu, and the father of mankind, and Manu in turn instructed it to Ikshvaku.
Yes. So this is Prabhupada purport. You can read it fully. Personally, I am just highlighting certain things. Prabhupada says the human life is meant for cultivation of spiritual knowledge. Okay. Again, same thing. The executive heads, the leaders, are intended to spread the science of Krishna consciousness. Okay. You can read all this on your own. Okay, you can read here. This is important. Can you read this purport?
At present moment, we have just passed through 5,000 years of Kali Yuga, which last 4,32,000 years. Before this, there was Dwapara Yuga, 8 lakh years, and before that there was Treta Yuga, 12 lakh years. Thus, some 20 lakh 5,000 years ago, Manu spoke the Bhagavad Gita to his disciple and son Maharaj Ikshvaku, the king of this planet Earth. The age of the current Manu is calculated to last some 305 lakhs 3 okay years, of which 120 crores.
Actually, why Prabhupada writes like this? Because he was preaching to the West, so he has written in the Western language.
Okay.
So for them it is 305 million, 305.3 million.
Yeah, 120 million have passed. Accepting that before the birth of Manu, the Gita was spoken by the Lord to his disciple, the sun god Vivaswan. A rough estimate is that the Gita was spoken at least 120 million years ago. And in human society, it has been extant for 2 million years.
Yeah. So this is what we discussed, but I just wanted you to understand how long ago it was spoken, and therefore Krishna is telling now again he is going to re-speak it to Arjuna to revive the knowledge. So now we'll go to next one. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarishyo viduhu sakalene hamahata yogo nashta parantapa. Evam parampara praptam. How is this knowledge attained? Parampara. So this is the key word for today's discussion. What is it? Parampara. Parampara means a disciplic succession. We'll understand it as we discuss. Imam Rajarishayo Viduhu Sa Kalene Hamhata. Because of lot of time has elapsed since it was spoken last, therefore it has become lost. Sa Kalene Hamhata Yogo Nashtaha means it has been lost, O Parantapa. Okay, translation.
The supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost.
Okay. So this is the matter for discussion. So I wanted to come till here to recite the prayers. First we'll recite prayers and then we'll continue. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, so we have 30 minutes, but the discussion of this concept alone requires much more time. So we will do our best. So I will try my best to give the right examples, and you. Okay. And all of you have to try your best too. Okay. And all of you have to try your best to hear attentively. Okay. I have a bad habit. My bad habit is sometimes I just pick up someone from the crowd randomly and ask them to answer the question. I hope you can tolerate.
That is okay.
Okay? Okay.
It becomes more interactive.
Yes.
Rather than one way.
Correct.
That is good.
Okay, that's good habit. Okay.
But that should not be us.
Okay, is that okay? Okay.
Maybe we will be wrong.
Yes. So I'll just keep the verse here. So once upon a time there were 6 blind men. These 6 blind men wanted to understand what an elephant is. They are blind, and whenever they had the eyesight, they never saw an elephant. Okay. So now somehow they ended up in a forest, and somehow there was an elephant, and somehow they are touching the elephant to understand what an elephant is. So one person ends up touching the trunk of the elephant, and he says, "Oh, this trunk, say for example, first he's touching the tusk. The tusk is like an arrow because it's sharp. Then someone touches the tail and says, oh, it is like a rope. Elephant means it's a rope. The first guy said it is an arrow. Another one was touching the leg. He said, no. Elephant means it's a tree. It's like a tree trunk. One person was touching the belly of the elephant. He said, no, it's like a wall. What is an elephant? Basically, it's a wall. Maybe a little soft, but it's wall. So like this, each one of them had their own understanding of an elephant. And naturally what happens, I say elephant is a rope, you say elephant is a wall, you say elephant is a tree. What happens? Quarrel. They started quarreling amongst one another. But all are blind men. They were simply quarreling. So they wanted to come to a conclusion of what really is an elephant. So I'll keep you hanging there. We'll complete the story towards the end. How did they come to the conclusion of understanding what an elephant is?
Go and ask the person who has seen.
Okay. Yes. So, but I'm not going to reveal it now. I'm going to reveal it later. So, if we want to understand knowledge, see, in a blind man's hand, you end up giving a knife, and he doesn't know what knife is. So he is coolly, playing around with it, like waving it, and you are standing next, he is waving it in your face. So dangerous, isn't it? Why? Why is he waving it? Because no knowledge what knife is. If you tell knife is a sharp object that can even kill, will he wave it? No. That means knowledge is very powerful. We act in this world based on the knowledge we have, isn't it? Like a child does not have knowledge, so it will foolishly put its hand inside fire. Will you do that?
But wrong knowledge is more dangerous.
Correct. That is true. That is not, therefore knowledge means real knowledge. Wrong knowledge is not, it is like a, what do they call? Like a paradox. There's one word using two contradictory terms. Oxymoron? Yeah, two contradictory terms in the same sentence. Isn't it? So, wrong knowledge is contradictory. There's no wrong knowledge. Knowledge means real knowledge. Otherwise, the Sanskrit word is avidya, ignorance. It is not knowledge. So, through knowledge, our eyes get opened. Therefore, the prayer we recite, Om Ajnana Timira Andhasya. My dear Guru, I was blind in this darkness of this material world, but with the flashlight, with the shining torch of knowledge, you have opened my eyes. Why? Because now I can see how this world works. How many of us have been promised, if you go through, when we were in school, we were told, come to 10th standard, it will be a turning point. You have heard that? 10th standard turning point? How hard we worked. 7th, huh? For me, they told me 10th, thank God. Then after 10th, they told me 12th standard is the turning point. See, I thought, okay, they effort 2 more years. Then they said, to get into the IIT is turning point. So it's basically some good college is the turning point. Okay, then you put effort, competitive exam, Comet K, and what all, CET, all that you have, JEE, AEEE. Then now you end up. Then they say, your job, where you land your job, that is the turning point. Then they say, where you do your masters is your turning point. But in this way, the living entity keeps turning only in the material world. Isn't it? Why? Because they do not know what is this world all about. I am preaching happiness to you when I myself have not experienced happiness. Isn't it? That is the problem with this material world. So, therefore in this world, what do we need today is knowledge. But not any kind of knowledge. We need real knowledge. But how do we attain knowledge? Because knowledge is relative. What do you mean by knowledge is relative? That means what is knowledge to you is not knowledge to me. What is knowledge to you is not knowledge to me. That means, now say for example, some of you may be thinking, why this fan is on, Fan is creating noise, I don't like it, it disturbs my ears, increases my vata. Turn off the fan. Someone is saying, fan, Arey Baba, it's so hot. What fan? AC should have been here. Isn't it? But someone says, no, Prabhu, you are an Indian body can tolerate that temperature. So learn to tolerate. He is saying, Prabhu, it's beyond my tolerance. So basically the same atmosphere, someone is perceiving it as a distress, someone is perceiving it as comfort. So what is true? Is it distressful or is it comfortable?
Depend upon the person.
Basically it's relative knowledge. You can't say what is true. You can't say true. You can say both are true for different people. But it is not absolute. You can understand that now. Basically I'm trying to impress upon all of you what is the meaning of relative knowledge. Now if you have studied chemistry, In chemistry, they wanted to study the atom, structure of an atom. You know, the nucleus and everything. So the first structure was brought about by someone called as Thomson, and he brought about the Thomson model, which is talking about atom being like a watermelon, where the nuclei is spread around like the seeds of the watermelon. Okay, not very important for this class, but just to appreciate the analogy. But that knowledge was defeated by who came next? Prominent chemist? Huh? Before Niels Bohr, Rutherford. Rutherford came. Rutherford came and he did some X-ray, some shooting, some gamma ray particles and all that. Studied CBSE. What is it? Alpha particles. Some particle he shot somewhere. And basically, he found out that the concentration of nucleus is not throughout the atom, rather it's focused on at the center, because those are the reflected rays. Everything else passed through the atom. You studied, right, chemistry? Okay. So then came Niels Bohr, and he gave a more understanding for the atom is not just nuclei, but there are also electrons, protons, isn't it? Of course, recently someone was telling me now they are planning to silence the entire understanding of all this and call everything as a boson particle. There is no electron, there is no proton, there is no neutron, everything is a boson particle. All goes to our education. Simply wasted money. So anyway, this is called as relative knowledge. What is true today is not true tomorrow. And what is true tomorrow can be defeated by some other scientist and say that something else is the truth. So what is the truth? When people are like this defeating each other's theory, can they tell us what is the truth? What is the goal of life? They cannot say, isn't it? So therefore, there are three ways to gain knowledge, and this is very important. Recently, I have tried to get one new type of teaching style. So there are three types of knowledge. Okay, Prabhu, you have to remember the first type. First type is Pratyaksha Pramana. Okay, you remember? Pratyaksha Pramana. Second time is Anumana Pramana. Mataji, you can remember? Anumana Pramana. Huh? Anumana, guessing. Pramana. Pramana is the way of gaining knowledge. Third one is Shabda Pramana. Prabhuji? Shabda Pramana. What are the three ways? Pratyaksha, Anumana, Shabda. Okay. Generally, what is told to others, we remember better. Isn't it? What is told to us, we will not remember. So these are the three prominent ways. According to Shastra, there are 10 ways of gaining knowledge. These are three prominent ways. So what is Pratyaksha? Pratyaksha is today's modern science. That is Pratyaksha Pramana. Why? Because modern science is based on experiment. Isn't it? But what is the problem with experiment? Okay, even before that I'll tell you there are 4 problems with Pratyaksha Pramana. First one, our senses are not perfect. The imperfect senses. Isn't it? How many of you are able to see X-rays, FM rays, FM radio waves going around? But do they exist?
Yes.
Then how do you know they exist? You are not able to see it? Yeah, but how do you know FM radio waves exist then? You can't see it.
Somebody has named it and we have been taught, so we are saying it.
Okay, so it's not, probably it doesn't exist also. No, if you put FM station, it will catch, no? You can play the FM.
Our eyes are not able to see that we are able to.
Yes, correct. Through our eyes you cannot understand, but if you have an instrument, it will catch it. Similarly, you put dish antenna, dish TV, it will catch, no? Some waves are existing, but eyes cannot see. Eyes cannot see ghosts, but do they exist? Shastra says yes, ghosts exist, isn't it? We cannot see electrons, but do they exist? Yes, because current is there, isn't it? So in this way, our eyes are limited to visible spectrum. Only certain things we can see. Sometimes they say dogs can see ghosts. You know that? At night they start barking because they see, subtle beings. Like that. So, therefore imperfect senses. Ears, can they hear everything? There is a rat whistle or a dog whistle. Dog whistle, we feel there is nothing, but for dog they can hear it. When you sound a dog whistle, we can't hear it. Rat whistle also same. There is a certain frequency, you play a sound at that frequency, all the rats will run away. And you are thinking, there is no sound. But they can hear that frequency, we cannot. Why? Ears are limited. To what spectrum? Anyone knows? Correct. 20 to 20 kilohertz. So that's our limitation of the ears. Similarly, now my hand or touch, the sense of touch is also limited. Like for example, if I put my finger, I just came from the hot sun from outside, I come inside, and you give me room temperature water, I put my finger inside, how will it feel? Cold or hot? Cold. And I'm in AC room, I came here, I touch the room temperature water, how will I feel? What is the temperature of the water? No, it has a temperature, no, it's room temperature. But we cannot understand through touching. Are you able to appreciate this point? Yes? So that means the senses are imperfect. They have a lot of limitation. Similarly, if you squeeze a lemon on your tongue and then you taste an orange, how does the orange taste? Sweet. Now you eat gulab jamun and taste the orange. How will it taste? Sour. So what is it? Sour or sweet? Isn't it? So therefore, through imperfect senses we cannot get knowledge. So therefore, why pratyaksha pramana fails in getting perfect knowledge? First is imperfect senses, which leads to illusion. Illusion means that which is not. Maya. Ma means not. Ya means that which is. That which is not is Maya, illusion. Say for example, you go to the bathroom, it's dark, and you see something hanging, you think it's a rope. But when you turn on, it's actually a snake. Then you're scared. The next time you go, something is hanging, you are very scared to go inside. Then your small kid will come and turn, hey, mummy, why are you scared? Just a rope. So there's a tendency to be illusion because of imperfect senses. Yeah? So first one is imperfect senses, which leads to tendency to be illusioned. When you travel long distances on a sunny day, you will feel the road is watery. What is it called? Mirage. Isn't it? Mrigatrishni. That is called as mirage. Mirage is not true, but it appears like that. That is the illusion. Similarly, there are many optical illusions. Like if I take a transparent glass of water, insert a pencil, how will it appear? It appears broken. But is the pencil broken? No. Why does it appear broken? Refraction. Okay, you guys remember. Very good. Refraction, isn't it? This is all optical illusion. Yes. Now, similarly, if you see a railway track, if you observe the railway track going forward, it appears to meet at a point. Does it meet at a point? In that case, we cannot take any train, isn't it? So these are all, there's so many optical illusions, isn't it? Similarly, there are some kind of mirrors. You look at the mirror. Certain mirrors, you go to a bathroom, they will not tell you beforehand, but it makes you look fat, and you get into big tension. Arey, I'm eating a lot nowadays, isn't it? But the mirror will make you look fat. And on the other hand, you may be eating too much, but some mirrors make you look thin. Isn't another illusion, isn't it? So this is all optical illusion. So why there is tendency to be illusioned? Because the senses are imperfect. So imperfect senses lead to tendency to be illusioned, which leads to the third one, to commit mistakes. What is committing mistake? Say for example in physics, we study about something called as the Hubble's constant. You have heard? Sorry, I'm going to physics, but no Hubble constant? This is school physics, not college physics. Okay, there is something called as Hubble constant. If you want to measure distances between planets, galaxies, that time this value comes in. Very important value, constant bolte usko. But this Hubble constant was changed 3 times. So some scientists jokingly say, is it a Hubble constant or a Hubble variable? Isn't it? Because it changed 3 times. And the problem with this is a bit of mistake in a cosmic measurement. First the scientist says, okay, today we have found out that the distance between sun and the farthest planet is said to be 9 million miles, for example. I don't know what it is, but 9 million miles. And then he says, oh, sorry, there was a small mistake. Actually, it's not 9 million miles, it's 900,000 million miles. It's a big mistake. But in the cosmic measurement, it's not very much. Even little mistake can add a lot of zeros to the number. So the whole point is, they cannot afford to make such mistakes. For example, in Europe, in the 14th century, there was something called as the bubonic plague. This bubonic plague was much worse than COVID. And what had happened is it conquered almost the entirety of Europe except one or two places. And people were dying in huge numbers, thousands, millions. And the scientists at that time, the thinkers, they thought this is being spread by cats. They killed almost every cat in entire Europe to end this plague. This lasted over almost, I think, 10 years, decade or something. Then they understood, oh, sorry, it was not the cats, it's the rats. But now they have no cats to catch the rats, isn't it? So now you understand the problem with this committing mistakes. That is the third problem, committing mistakes. And because we don't want to accept our mistake, what do? We cheat. If you have done your chemical lab experiments, you know your endpoint titration experiment. The answer is 22.4 ml. Universal. It will never change. Even though sometimes we do some experiment, we get what 21.2, but finally we do some graph, something we do here and there, 22.4. Isn't it? You have done this experiment before? Yeah, titration experiment, the famous experiment. No one can fail because we all know it's 22.4. It will never change. So therefore, that means we are getting something else, but because we don't want to show that we are a fool, what do? We somehow change the graph and say, yeah, correct, 22.4, isn't it? Similarly, there have been many instances where, say, for example, I ask once Prabhu, can you get me a glass of water? So he goes to get me a glass of water, an actual glass, not like this. Now, when he goes to get a glass of water, he's filling the glass, but then it slips and breaks. Like that loud sound comes. Everyone looks in that direction. Then I ask, Prabhu, what happened? Is it everything okay? Then what will you say? Huh? Oh really? You will say, Prabhuji, everything is okay. I'm just getting the water. But bro, what is that sound, loud sound? No, I think coming from neighbor's place. Isn't it? Immediately we cheat, we lie. Why? Because if we say, Prabhuji, I by mistakenly, the glass slipped from my hand and fell, then I'll say, Arey Prabhu, can't you at least get a glass of water also? Correct? No. So what we do, we cheat to cover up that we do not know. So this is the problem with pratyaksha pramana. Okay. So who will remember? Prabhuji, you will remember 4. What are the 4 things? Imperfect senses lead to tendency to be illusioned, leads to committing mistakes, lead to cheating propensity. Yeah. In exam also we cheat, isn't it? Even though we have not prepared. Sometimes those who are prepared, they have more tension of cheating also. Because those who are not prepared, they are depending on God. With those of us who prepare, we want to showcase that we know or not. So we cheat. So this is the problem with pratyaksha pramana. And therefore, what we see, what we touch, what we feel, what we hear, we cannot come to a conclusion of absolute knowledge. The knowledge is always relative, and much of the knowledge today, even in the scientific world, is not even true. For example, how many of you have heard of Darwin's theory? Darwin theory? Okay, Darwin theory is very famous. Like a small children fairy tale, he has made a theory saying that from monkeys humans come, from rats horses come, from whales polar bears come. But we all studied, we all got 100 marks in our CBSE exam. Isn't it? So now, sorry for those of you who do not know Darwin's theory, I'm going to take a little detour to explain the fallacy of Darwin's theory. It's important to understand because in scientific research also, because they depend on pratyaksha pramana, they cannot come to proper conclusion. That's what I'm trying to prove. Okay, so bear with me. So in Darwin's theory, if you want to say for example, I say from monkeys or apes, humans came. What is required to prove this theory?
Why evolution stop?
Huh?
Why evolution stop?
Stop. No, they say you are seeing from a near. No, they will tell you evolution is not stopping. Over millions of years, you will evolve into something else.
Humans will also evolve at that point.
Yes, they will see in the future. Yes. What is required to prove Darwin's theory? From apes come humans. Now, if I have to prove Darwin's theory, this theory that from apes humans come, what is required? One solid evidence that shows, okay, if this is there, from apes, humans did come. Huh? What is the process, sir? Fossils. Fossils of what? Ah, very good. The missing species. The missing species, we need the fossils of the missing species. Missing link. It is called as a missing link. Till date, there has been no missing link found. Till date. But we studied a lot in CBSE. But till date it is not found. So when Darwin introduced this theory, it was a trend in science back then, 100 years ago, in the previous century. So then what happened? People were hell-bent on trying to find this particular missing link. Why? Because if you find it, your name will be etched in history in golden letters to be the Nobel Prize winner to find the missing link, to have proven Darwin's theory. Huge fame. You know what the scientists started doing? They started collecting so many fossil records. Whatever did not match, which was most of them, whichever did not match Darwin's theory, they just brushed it aside, saying that it is not proper evidence. And how much evidence was that? Over 98% of the fossils. They brushed it aside, saying that because this is not the missing link. Basically, they are looking for the missing link, and because they are not able to find the missing link, they are biased against the other kind of fossils. And therefore, but still they couldn't find. So what did they do? They took a chimpanzee's skull or the jaw and filed it with human skull, and said this is the missing link. But 10 years later, they were exposed as a fraud. Someone took a pig tooth and said this is the missing link. Then they found out this is the tooth of a wild pig. Like this, fraud after fraud in last century was discovered and exposed. And therefore till date there is no missing link. So in this way, can we depend on science for absolute knowledge? Why? Because the man is hell-bent for prestige. He wants name and fame. And plus his senses are not perfect. How can you get perfect knowledge? Is it possible? You cannot get. Therefore Pratyaksha Pramana fails. Understanding? So in Pratyaksha Pramana we discussed why does it fail. What are the 4 things, Prabhuji? You have to remember, no? 4 things. No, this Prabhuji. And what is last one? Cheating. Okay. What is first one? Imperfect senses. And what is second one? Illusion. Third one? Committing mistakes. And fourth one is cheating. Okay, now you remember these 4. I'll ask again. Okay. See, that's the thing. If I tell you to remember, others remember. This is a scientific discovery. Okay, now we'll have to rush. Pratyaksha Pramana. This main thing is Pratyaksha, defeating Pratyaksha Pramana only. But Pratyaksha Pramana is not always wrong. Some things we need. Like if you ask me how many students are there in class, then I can count and tell you. That's Pratyaksha Pramana. But it fails in certain places, and especially for spiritual knowledge. Because people ask, if you practice spirituality, can you show me God? Ears are limited, tongue is limited, skin is limited, eyes are limited. Can you see God? You can't even understand the material world. What will you understand God? Isn't it? So Pratyaksha Pramana you cannot see. Now we go to the second one, which is called as Anumana Pramana. You remember? Anumana Pramana. Anumana Pramana means, say there is immediately some loud sound, as if 2 people are fighting. The kind of sound is coming from the neighboring room. Then immediately we say, hey, what is happening? Then you say, Prabhu, they got into a fight. Then you say, no, Prabhu, there is no one there. It's a film being played. Then we all get up and go and see what is happening. They are rehearsing for a drama. So this is Anumana Pramana, guesswork. Probably it was like this. Probably it was like that. That is Anumana Pramana. So in our history NCERT textbook, actually I had so much faith in my NCERT textbooks. And later on I found out historians can also manipulate depending on who's paying them. You know that? Yes, that's normal. See, I never knew it was normal. Isn't it? So therefore, nowadays what they do, they shift like history. When you have history, you can shift the focus light in history. So we never study about Mirabai. We never study about the Mahajans of our culture, history.
Now,
In-
now kids will study.
Now kids will start studying, yes. But our time gone, no? Wasted. So we have all the, like we have Purandara Das, Karnataka. We have Tyagarajaru in Andhra. Mirabai in Rajasthan. We have Narsim Mehta in Gujarat. Isn't it? We have Surdas, Bilawal Thakur, all in Vrindavan. This is all the Bhakti movement of the 16th century. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that was a time when it was exploding. How much do we study about Bhakti movement in our textbook, history? What do we study? Some French Revolution, some Russian Revolution. Mughal के बारे में इतना पढ़ाते भाई, So much we learn about Mughals, isn't it? And also, do we learn the entire truth about the Mughals? All the atrocities they have made, do we learn? That means Anumana Pramana, even the historians will put Anumana. Yeah, probably it happened like this, and therefore historians, this is the history, take your history. This is history. Is Anumana Pramana. Is it truth? I will tell you, till the time I did not come to ISKCON, I believed cavemen existed. As in, you have seen the cartoons and the movies, what they say we all came from cavemen. Cavemen, they took some 2 stones. ऐसे कर रहे थे, then came fire. You have seen that?
Yes.
All bogus. See, Mataji is shocked. It's not true. It's not true. Satyuga, if you read Srimad Bhagavatam, civilization grander than Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is like when you put like that is Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga, nothing is there. The civilizations mentioned in Bhagavatam, Satyuga, Dwapara and Treta. These civilizations are of next level. Like when Kardama wants to please his wife Devahuti, he creates an aerial mansion. Now you want to purchase land, no? He created aerial mansion because he was sage. He didn't purchase land. He created aerial mansion. Can you do that? Where is the civilization gone? So now, therefore, when British invaded India, they ruled for 200 years. They understood the Sanskrit and the Vedic literatures are very deep in thought, philosophy, and if the Indians would possess this knowledge, we can never tame them. And therefore, there were many Britishers who started studying Sanskrit. And a German philosopher says the Sanskrit knowledge of these Britishers were no more than a Sanskrit knowledge of a primitive child, like a 5-year-old. But Indians believed them. That means by then, Indians had already lost their culture. They had already lost access to Vedic knowledge. Therefore, they had to listen to Britishers teaching them Sanskrit, teaching them Vedas. And what did they teach? They said, just see, the Vedas say that globe is flat. This world is flat. Primitive. How kiddish. Is the world flat? It's round. But the Vedas say Bhumandala is flat. But what is Bhumandala? Bhumandala is not globe. Bhumandala is a Bhu-plane, where the earth globe is present. Plane is flat or round? Flat. But there was no one to explain. Isn't it? So this is the problem. So similarly, the reason was lost. We are doing rituals. And then child comes and asks, Mummy, why are you doing agarbatti? Pata nahi. Someone told me to do, I am doing. Isn't it? And therefore today's generation, they are going far, far away from Bhagavad Gita. Why? There is no reason. Science is lost. When the spirit is lost, rituals only for some more time, some more years. Even I have seen many senior citizens who come to America, they start wearing jeans pant. A grand mummy aati hai in park, she is wearing jeans pant and shirt. I feel, if at least if you are young, we can understand the intention. Now you are old. At least now you do some Hari Chintana and go back to garden. She is wearing jeans pant, shirt and cooling glass. Looks so funny, isn't it? Why? Because even they do not know what is the science behind rituals. All what we are left with is rituals. And that's the principle in this world. Whatever we take casually, it will be taken away. You have seen sometimes we have those AirPods. Initially, we will never lose them. After some time, you are always asking, Prabhu, have you seen my AirPods? Somewhere I have left. Because we have kept it. We have kept it casually somewhere. As soon as we take anything casually, it will be taken away. We lose them. Similarly, when the Indians started taking this scriptural knowledge very casually, what happened? They lost it.
Now it is coming back. A lot of people.
Thanks to Sri Prabhupada. Therefore, it is coming back. Otherwise, Otherwise, we are, the Westerners are more knowledgeable also in Shastras. Because many of these now Sanskrit literatures are found in Harvard, all these foreign universities, Oxford University, Stanford, there. India, you will not find them. Where do the literatures go? Isn't it? And therefore, you go to Tamil Nadu, go to Andhra, Telangana, the mass conversions are happening. Christian conversion. You know why? Because they say you become a Christian, I'm going to give you a shelter, I'm going to give you food and clothing. Bas, I'm giving you some 1,000 rupees per month, extra something, money. If you are Hindu, you will not get. If you are Christian, I will give you. ठीक है, बन जाएंगे Christian. Isn't it? Now, if you know the reason, why am I practicing Sanatan Dharma? Who am I? What is the relationship between me and God, Krishna? What is the goal of life? You cannot leave just for petty this thing. If your boss says in company, I'll give you 10,000 more rupees per month, you leave Sanatan Dharma. Will you leave? God knows about it. Krishna will test. Maybe if he gives 10 lakh extra. See, who said maybe? Intelligent. In front of Prabhuji, in front of them, he'll say, yeah, I'm Christian, but inside he'll chant Hare Krishna. Isn't it? That means the purpose will be lost when we lose the reasoning. Then we don't know what we are doing. Then even money can change us. Isn't it? So therefore, the Britishers came to India. They put a Bhumandala around flat, kya bolte Vedas, very primitive, reject the Vedas, and Indians rejected the Vedas. One very famous Prime Minister, the first Prime Minister of India, came to South India, went to the holy land of Srirangam, and looking at the land, he cried tears. You know why? He was crying tears that so much land is being wasted for the temple. Instead, what if we had industries here? See, this is the phase of industrial revolution in India. Just as the people in the Vedic civilization would get up early in the morning and rush to the temple, today people get up early in the morning and rush to the factories, IT companies, Who are you, Prabhu? This is my ID. Microsoft employee, Google employee. Before, Das and Udas, I'm the Das of the Supreme Lord. I'm going to this temple, I'm going to that temple. That's why they were rushing. That's why they were traffic jam then.
So the same industrialization is coming in Europe, no?
Yes.
Funding global warming.
Yes.
If we are in our path, it will never happen.
It will never happen. Yes.
Because-
All these are man-made problems.
Because consumption will be limited.
Correct. How we exploit nature, nature is reverting back. Yeah. So therefore, this is all. Why am I talking this? Because these are all examples of Anumana Pramana where people are guessing, telling that I will make you happy this way, I'll make you happy that way. This is all Anumana Pramana. Who has become happy in this world? Can anyone say who is happy? No one can say. But people are writing books. 99 ways of becoming happy. Isn't it?
99 percent.
Isn't it? So many books people write, but they don't know what is happiness. So that is Anumana Pramana, guesswork. And therefore for us, we should come to the third one, that is Shabda Pramana. Actually, one more thing with Anumana Pramana, what is wrong is, in Anumana Pramana, say for example, sometimes we can guess partly correct. But is it sufficient? Can you say, at least Prabhu, I was 50% correct. Can you say that? No, because the dangers are very much. Say for example, I made a plastic water bottle. You can say, oh wow, plastic water bottle. But plastic degenerates. There's a number written on the plastic, there's a connection. Isn't it? So some plastics, they, at a very micro level, they are infused into the water because the water is stored in plastic bottles. So the scientists came up with this plastic technology saying that it's very convenient and light to carry. That is true. But he forgot to see the other part, that water gets mixed with the plastic. And when you drink, plastic goes inside, nanoplastic. Isn't it? And that affects, and that comes out as many other forms of cancer and this and that. And we are thinking, why God is doing this to me? Isn't it? So therefore, half knowledge is very dangerous. Like for example, you have refrigerator. Before they used to use CFCs, chlorofluorocarbon. What is the problem with CFCs?
Makes holes in the ozone layer.
Okay, very good. Yes, it breaks the ozone layer. In US, it's very big problem. Ozone layer is much broken. And therefore, we have to wear the dark cooling glasses. See, here we wear for style, thinking Westerners are wearing for style. They don't wear for style. Over there, if you expose your eyes to UV rays are very strong there. Immediately affects your eyes. So you have to wear those sun protectors, UV ray protectors. And therefore, they wear dark cooling glasses. So, Now refrigerator, it is, yes, it is keeping your storing your food for some more time, but you're destroying the ozone layer, which is a bigger problem. Destruction of ozone layer is a way bigger problem, even if you don't know. Similarly, can you give me two, three examples of where we tried to solve a problem, but it became actually a bigger problem in turn? Out of the millions of examples, you only have to give 2, 3. Plastic, I already said. Something other than plastic.
Greenhouse.
Yes, greenhouse. How?
Like we try to grow plants in a controlled environment, but the gases that are released it affects ozone layer.
Okay, by growing plants, huh?
Like in a controlled environment.
I would say it is mostly because we are trying to make way for a nice city. You destroy the forest and the plantation, you make highway roads thinking, oh wow, we are so civilized. But it is increasing the global warming, greenhouse gases and all that. Thank you. Yes. What is it? What is the mad cow disease? Yes, and when we drink that milk, all kinds of, it's carcinogenic. That milk is very bad for health. Very difficult to digest, and therefore in USA, cows also, of course. Gomata ki jai. Yes, cows also get affected, and one who drinks that milk, they are now in USA, no one drinks milk. Milk is, if you drink milk, most are vegans now because they cannot digest. There's milk allergy, peanut allergy, all kinds of allergy. One more thing I will tell you, in the West, recently one of our devotees went for a conference about organic, inorganic thing. You know which is better, organic or? Organic, yeah, organic. So in the US, this devotee went to this conference and he found out that in America, because we don't want to be inorganic, we want organic produce. So what they would do, instead of using chemical fertilizers and pesticides, they would use blood from the slaughterhouses on the crops. And slaughterhouses means mostly cow's blood, pig's blood, chicken's blood, all kinds of blood. That's what they would spray. And therefore in USA today, if you get your organic vegetables, organic corn, organic cauliflower, organic potato, it's sprayed with cow's blood. Now we are battling, better to take chemical instead of taking cow's blood. And this is a recent, maybe 6 months ago they found out. Otherwise we don't know. We have taken so much in the name of organic. Isn't it? How horrible. And yes, you had raised hand, Prabhu? Yes. Wood cutting, yes. Same, raising the temperature of the world. Global warming. What happens because of wood cutting?
Global warming happens when the glaciers melt and
Yes. Sea level rises. Okay, very good. Social science, studying in social science. Correct. And actually, not just that, you should also give me, can anyone, they have their own class. All our teachers. Okay, now can you give me two more example? You have to say it was given as a solution, but it became a bigger problem.
mobile phone.
Very good. What is a bigger problem?
Like they invented the calls and all, later it went for enjoyment, all those things. But it's a big radiation is generating from that. Every
Correct.
time it goes to 4G to 5G, 5G to 3G, many diseases are coming because of that only. And people are lost into that mobile phone only.
Correct.
People.
Yes, very good. Very good example. Mobile phone. Thank you. Anything else? Yes. AI. AI. What's wrong with AI?
Using the intelligence.
Very huge. So every prompt is generating
Yes.
huge amount of data and it is affecting the environment.
Yeah.
Yes, increasing the heat.
And
Pollution. Very good. Huh?
They need more water to run.
Yes, they need more water to run. So you are using AI or not? You're using, okay. Cosmetics also. Yes.
Patience.
Not only
AI
that,
patience. Yeah, AI patience.
ultimately it is going to affect most of the brains.
Correct. Yes, we lose intelligentsia.
Yes.
Isn't it? Similarly, you get, yes, Prabhu. Brick factory. Yeah. What does brick factory do?
A lot of greenhouse gases.
Okay. Yes, we need bricks for, they also give homes.
But it
You can go inside the home, greenhouse gases outside, inside home you turn on AC. What's the problem?
But AC produces that chemical which destroys ozone layer.
Really? AC?
Just like
Refrigerator. Oh, okay. I did not know that. Okay, thank you. Yes, so in this way you can find, like for example, people in before Vedic civilization who would travel long distance for work. You will go outside the home, their farm is there, you do farming. Now you have to travel long distance, because of which you need automotive industry. Now because of that you have pollution. Now you see, if you put Boston, it gives air quality good. You put Kolkata, Mumbai, Bangalore is still better, but other places very bad air quality, very bad. Delhi though very horrible, puts critical, you know. So we are increasing the air pollution. You can't, many places you can purchase oxygen cylinder to breathe fresh air. You know that nowadays is available.
Core issue is that philosophy is US is consume more and more and more.
Yes,
Economic growth.
yes.
Our Vedic civilization it was consume whatever required.
Required, yes, correct.
Not more. So the difference of this is created.
Yes, that's the problem. And therefore people are only thinking, okay, let me just create some solution which will solve my problem today. But they are failing to see what is the problem it will create in the future. And therefore, there was one scientist, he was experimenting on the cockroach. So he had this big cockroach. He put the cockroach on the table and said, like this. Then he said, move. It started moving. And then he cut one pair of legs, like two legs. So one pair of legs he cut. And he put the cockroach on the table and said, move. What did he do? Move, but a little slowly. Then he cut one more pair. And put the cockroach on the table and said, move. What did he do? Move, but even slower. Then he cut the final pair of legs of the cockroach. And he put it on the table and said, move. What did he do? Did it move? You know what was his conclusion? If you cut the legs of the cockroach, it becomes deaf. Do you understand? If you cut the legs of the cockroach becomes deaf because it is no more moving. It's not listening. See, this is called as half knowledge. Half knowledge is dangerous. Without full knowledge, you cannot get. That means without full knowledge, whatever you are trying to help is like saying, the mother takes her son to a doctor because he has some problem, and doctor says very, very critical problem he has. If he takes one more oily item, he can die also. So now when the beta asks for pakoda, what will mommy give? Slap. So now the sister thinks whenever the beta is asking for pakoda, mommy is giving slap. Such a cruel mommy. So mommy goes for shopping and the sister says, my dear brother, don't worry, I am here. And she goes and she makes pakoda. And she says, my dear brother, you want pakoda? I will give you pakoda. Intention is good. Therefore in English there is a saying, the path to hell is paved with good intentions. That's a saying. That means you can say good intention, at least my intention was good, Prabhu. Not sufficient. Half knowledge is dangerous. She did not know what is the disease in the child. So she gave pakoda and the boy died. Isn't it? So in this way, half knowledge is dangerous. That is Anumana Pramana. And therefore what Krishna is saying is, don't go for Pratyaksha Pramana, don't go for Anumana Pramana, go for? Who was supposed to remember? Shabda Pramana, okay. What is Shabda Pramana? We will conclude. Now is done. Shabda Pramana is the conclusion. Shabda Pramana means hearing knowledge from bona fide source. That is Shabda Pramana. Not simply Shabda. Not whatever anyone says Shabda. Today whenever we take classes for the students, they give arguments about existence of God. You know from where? From TV serials. That is a primary source of knowledge. But तो छोटा भीम में ऐसे बोला था, राधा कृष्ण serial में ऐसे हुआ था. Is this the source of knowledge? This is not source of knowledge. It's not authentic, isn't it? Say you want to graduate from a college. You will go to a college which is well known. If I open tomorrow Arjun Institute of Technology, AIT Bangalore, how many of you will join? Wow, thank you. Thank God, I can make money off two people now. AIT Bangalore. Now if you have to join AIT Bangalore, what are some of the things you would consider?
Affiliated.
Is it affiliated? Okay, next.
Who are teaching?
Huh?
Krishna is teaching us.
Who is teaching? Yes. What is the qualification of the teacher? Is he IIT graduate? Is he, masters? Is he very good in his hold on the grasp on the subject. You see the qualification of the teacher. Isn't it? Very good. Then? Anything else? Huh? Facilities. Okay. Can you sit peacefully and hear? Okay. Then what else? Some vital things you have to consider when you choose a college. Placement. Are the people graduating from AIT getting a job? Are the people listening to this knowledge going back to Godhead? You have to see, no? Without that, how can you follow that person for spiritual knowledge? And then anything else? Very important. Fees. Okay, fees. Fee is not क्या बोलते हैं, deemed university, it's not private university, government. Free में देंगे, कोई बात नहीं. Yes? Ratings. Okay. Ratings. How are the people students being treated, and how do they feel education is? Okay. Ratings. Something more. Yes? Goal. Okay, goal. Yeah. So basically the certificate, the degree, does it have value? The degree, does the AIT what it gives, degree, does it contain value? IIT degree has value. People will salute. AIT, will they salute or not? Will they spit at you? You have to see. One more thing. Yes? Huh? What is it? Sureness. Of what? Okay. Is there guarantee that I'll get graduated or not? Okay, very good. Okay, something more.
Reputation.
Huh?
Reputation.
Reputation, okay. Something more.
It is right or wrong? Is it the right knowledge or wrong?
Okay, close. Okay, close information.
Any manipulation in the knowledge.
Manipulation in knowledge, close. Syllabus, close.
Who's teaching?
Who is teaching? Ah, that's professor. That professor we saw. Degree. What is his qualification? Okay. But
Who is the teacher?
we saw the professors. We saw that can people graduate, or are they graduating? Are they getting placement? What else do you see?
From where they are teaching the books?
From where they are teaching? The books. What books are they referring to? Who is the author of these books? You know, for now, if I create my AIT and also my Arjuna mathematics, Arjuna physics book, textbook, what is the use? Isn't it now to crack IIT JEE? You study R.D. Sharma, H.C. Verma, isn't it?
NCRT.
NCRT से पास नहीं हो सकते AIT JEE. Yeah, for CBSE, NCRT, isn't it?
No, even for NEET and all, it is more than sufficient.
Really, NCRT?
I am saying you.
Okay. Okay, so NCRT and these things you study, we refer to. But now, and therefore you see the authenticity of the books being used. So you see the qualification of the teachers, authenticity of the textbooks, and placement. So in this way, then if you're satisfied in these three main criteria, you can understand, you can get registered here. Is that okay? Isn't it? Similarly, for spiritual knowledge, if we want to know where to get our knowledge from, is the person teaching, is he coming in Parampara? Where is he teaching from? Today, whom do we subscribe to? Anyone who can speak very nicely, who can dance on the stage, who can do a lot of acting and boisterous and show some energy. We think he is speaking truth. In Kali Yuga, in 12th canto, it says, what is truth in Kali Yuga? If anything spoken with expertise is considered to be truth. If you can very nicely showcase something, is truth. Yeah.
Rich person says that is true.
Oh, what a rich person says, that's true. Yes. Isn't it? That's not the truth. Yes.
They don't subscribe to the ISKCON teachers, sir.
Who?
People.
People. The intelligent people do. They subscribe to ISKCON teachings. So is that understandable? What is Shabda Pramana? The teachers should be authentic. That is one. So anyway, the three criteria, what is your name, Prabhu? Karthik, you can remember the three criteria. College, the placement,
Teacher.
qualification of the teacher,
Teacher and the books.
authenticity of the books. Okay? Okay. And therefore, similarly in spiritual line, we see the qualification of the teacher. What is the qualification of Guru? Is he coming in a bona fide parampara? That is Shabda Pramana. I heard from Radha Krishna serial, Chota Bheem, Chota Ye, Chota Wo, will not work. It won't transform, it's not transcendental knowledge. Isn't it? See, I'll tell you, you make one serial about Allah, you won't live the next day. But Radha Krishna serial is going on. Are they bona fide pastimes? You can say Tiki Pro is not bona fide pastime, but acha lagta hai. It's not that simple. Because when they portray Radha and Krishna, they portray their lust through the characters of Radha Krishna. Isn't it? So why no one steps forward to say you cannot do this? You make,
Danger.
yeah, foolish people. You make one serial on Christ like that, anything you want. People will finish you. But Hinduism, because no one studies the books. Thank you. And that's the thing. In Hinduism, our glory is no one studies the books. You ask, I've seen in colleges, people in the Islamic club, they study Quran. Christian club, they study Bible. Even forcefully they will give food, and when you're eating, they'll teach you Bible. Like that. Hindus don't study anything. Yeah, everything is optional.
In Europe, go in hotel, you will have
Bible, yes.
Mandatory.
Yes. Now in America, we are also doing motel Gita distribution. We're going to different motels, we put Gita in every room. Like that. Yes, so important. Because why is Hinduism failing? Because no one is studying books. And therefore in Hinduism, whatever makes sense works. Chalta hai. Isn't it? Because you only want what you can get from God. After that, God is on His way, I am in my way. Isn't this will not work? And therefore, Shabda Pramana is very, very important. Now, if for a child to understand, say the child has just come out from the womb, child saw the mother. Now, child wants to understand, okay, who is my father? What can the child do to understand who the father is?
Mother.
Huh?
Mother should tell.
Mother should tell. Okay, anything else?
Teachers.
Teachers, sir.
Teachers.
Features. Very difficult. How can the child understand who the father is? In the home, he should be there. Servant is also there. Very dangerous. Yes?
Only when mother said.
Understands when
There's no alternate, huh? Automatically they'll get to know how?
When the father comes, mother tells to say Papa.
Okay. So one is to the mother, that Prabhuji said. That is actually the correct answer. See, the problem is all of you are very intelligent people. You directly came to the right solution. When we ask this question to students, you know what the students say? DNA fingerprinting, DNA testing. Within 2 hours, when the mother gave birth to the child, within 2 hours, we would do within certain radius, say 800 men you catch, and do DNA fingerprinting. According to current technology, it will still take you over 100 years to find out who your father is through DNA testing. This is called as our Aroha Pantha. Aroha Pantha means, like Sarigama Padanisa, like bottom up approach. I will find out who my father is. Very difficult. But if you go and ask your mother, she will say, this is your father. No, not him, behind him, that guy. She's very particular who the father is. She knows. That is called as Avaroha Pantha, top-down approach. Which is easier? Top-down approach. So Vedic knowledge is top-down approach. Already Krishna says you are not this body, you are spirit soul. Jnanis are spending lives. Therefore Krishna says, Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate. Bhakti yogis, you are my devotee now. But the Jnanis who are doing bottom-up approach, after millions of lifetimes, finally they will understand Vasudevam Sarvamiti. Everything is Krishna. But devotees will know now. This is top-down approach. They are doing bottom-up approach. Isn't it? So therefore, when we subscribe to a Parampara, Evam Parampara Praptam means you are going to a bona fide Guru, he who himself is in a bona fide Parampara. He has heard properly from his Guru. And therefore, having realized that knowledge, he is going to teach you. And according to Shastra, there are 4 bona fide Sampradayas. Anyone knows? One is Brahma Sampradaya, where we also come, ISKCON comes. Second is, that's Madhvacha is Brahma Sampradaya only. Yes. Shri Sampradaya from Lakshmi. Then third, Rudra Sampradaya is not Shaivite, Vaishnavism only, Rudra Sampradaya. Lord Shiva is teaching Vaishnavism. Then Kumara Sampradaya, Chatush Kumaras teach knowledge. So where did these four people get the knowledge from? Brahma, Lakshmi, Rudra and four Kumaras? From Krishna directly. So Krishna, the perfect knowledge flows from the perfect source. And it goes to these empowered Brahma, Lakshmi, Rudra, four Kumaras. And each one of them have prominent acharyas. In the Brahma Sampradaya, prominent acharya is Madhvacharya. In Sri Sampradaya, prominent acharya is Ramanujacharya. In Rudra Sampradaya, it is Vishnu Swami or Vishnu Swami. And in the Kumar Sampradaya is Nimbarkacharya. Like that. You have four prominent. ISKCON we are called as Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu connected himself, though he is the Supreme Person of Godhead, he connected himself to Madhva Sampradaya. Because it is mentioned in the Padma Purana, Sampradaya Vihinaye Mantrastu Nispalamataha. Any mantra you hear without the parampara, outside the parampara, Google. I can Google what the Gayatri mantra is. You want to know Gayatri mantra? I can put it online. It has no effect. It looks like Gayatri mantra, but it's only Akshara. There is no potency, because the potency flows from parampara. Because parampara is connected to Krishna. So potency flows from Krishna through the chain of gurus. That is called as parampara. This is called as Shabda Pramana. Is that understandable? And therefore, as soon as someone tells you something, tomorrow someone says, okay, this fellow is God. Immediately you have to ask, which parampara? He is my guru. Okay, which parampara you come from? If it doesn't match these four, it is not a bona fide parampara. In North India, I will tell you, South India is even more protected. In North India, there are so many gurus, dongi gurus. So many kind of guru. Everyone starts their own parampara. That is not called as parampara. Parampara originates from Krishna. That is parampara. Evam parampara praptam. In the beginning, what did he say? Imam Raja. In the previous verse, how does it start? Imam Vivasvate Yogam. Proktavan who aham avyayam. I spoke this knowledge before and I am speaking again to you. So parampara starts from Krishna. That is parampara. Otherwise it is not parampara. Otherwise you have so many parampara. Jain parampara, this parampara, that parampara. We offer our respects, but we cannot follow if you want to perfect your life and go back to spiritual world. Now, of course, in the north you would have heard the famous Swamiji Premanandji. We offer our respects at his lotus feet. But his parampara is not one of the four sampradayas. Isn't it? So if many people ask, so Prabhuji, can we follow? Better to follow something or someone coming in the four sampradayas. We offer respects, we don't criticize. We offer respects. But if you want to perfect your life and through sadhana bhakti, you need a proper parampara, bona fide parampara. The parampara, he has parampara, Hitcharan Varma or something. They're all famous gurus. But if you go back and go back and go back, they come as an offshoot of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. Isn't it? Radha Vallabh Sampradaya comes as offshoot of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. Gopal Bhatta Goswami had rejected one disciple as not worthy because he didn't listen to him. And that he started one Sampradaya, which became now famous as Radha Vallabh Sampradaya. So therefore, we offer respects, but immediate... Yeah. Yes. Yes. I mean, he's glorious, but I'm saying if anyone wants to perfect your life, you need a proper sampradaya. Why did Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna himself, put himself, he can say, no, I can start my parampara. Now I can start, aham proktaman aham avyam. Now I'll catch one of you and I'll catch Roop Sanatan, and now the Shiksha again begins parampara. He did not re-begin the parampara. He connected himself to existing parampara. That is the importance. And therefore, if someone wants to perfect his or her life, very important to reconnect ourselves to parampara. That is called a Shabda Pramana. So, I mean, I have taken too much time of yours. We'll quickly recap in 1 minute. So I just initially spent a lot of time to...
Elephant story we did not talk.
Oh, thank you, Prabhu. Yes. So the elephant story. The 6 blind men, they were quarreling like anything, and now they were, they did not know what to do, how to come to this absolute knowledge. Because in Shabda Pramana you get absolute knowledge, perfect knowledge. And of course, if you go for examples, cow dung. Scientists now they're finding out the antiseptic properties in cow dung, cow urine. Before they were thinking, look at these Indians, foolish people, touching and bathing with the cow dung of an animal. Is it foolish? No. See? Similarly, you see the iron pillar in Delhi. It was the science used is referred to metallurgy from the Shastras. So therefore, even it has stood wars. Nothing has happened. Iron pillar in Delhi, isn't it? Now you look at the South Indian made stone temples. People are scratching. The architects are scratching their head. How did they put this big stone dome on top? They did not have cranes. How did they do it? Look at the meticulous architectural designs, patterns in these temples. It's a complete marvel to the modern minds, isn't it? So in Vedic knowledge, you have Vedic mathematics. Even today it is used, Vedic mathematics. You have Vedic astronomy. You have Vedic astrology. You have Vedic sciences. For example, metallurgy. You have Vimana Shastra. NASA is using Vimana Shastra. They have a copy of the Vimana Shastra. In Germany also they have a copy of Vimana Shastra. NASA said Sanskrit is the best language because of the phonetics. All kinds of sounds are available in Sanskrit. And the classification of sounds are very scientific. Similarly, there are many Vedic knowledge, Angas of Vedic knowledge appreciated across the globe. But Vedic knowledge, Vedaishcha Sarvam, Ahameva Vedyo. Yes, all these things form the Vedic knowledge, but who is to be known through this Vedic knowledge? Krishna says, I am to be known. Krishna is to be known. That they say, no, how can you say God, Krishna is God? Are why? Everything else is correct. Why do you not accept Krishna when Vedas produce it? And that is called as Ardha Kukuta Nyaya in Nyaya. Ardha Kukuta Nyaya means half in logic. I only accept that part of the hen which gives me golden eggs. The feeding part I don't accept. Isn't it? I accept that part of the Vedas which talk about Vedic mathematics, Vedic sciences and this and that. But that part of the Vedas which talk about God, I don't accept it. That's Ardha Kukuta Nyaya. It's not logical. So therefore, these 6 blind men, they were present. They did not know how to come to a conclusion. Then a sage came by. Then he saw, out of compassion, he saw these 6 people are simply fighting and wasting time. They could rather chant Hare Krishna. So he thought, he brought all of them, made them sit in a circle and asked them what the matter was. The 6 blind men said, we are trying to understand what an elephant is. And then the sage said, I can help you understand what an elephant is. What is an elephant? An elephant is an animal, is a mammal, to be particular, is a mammal which is dark grey in color, which is very huge, eats a lot. It has a trunk like a snake, tusk like an arrow, a tail like a rope, the belly like a wall, legs like a trunk of a tree. So what are the 6 blind men wrong? But they were partial knowledge. Partially they were all little correct. Similarly, in the material world, we try to utilize our head. Yes, we don't say they are completely wrong, but they are partially correct. But we also saw half knowledge is dangerous. And therefore, the 6 blind men that day peacefully chanted Hare Krishna. You know why? Because they went to the sage to get the perfect knowledge, one who could see. And therefore, in the 4th chapter, Krishna tells Arjuna, because he is introducing transcendental knowledge, but how to gain transcendental knowledge. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshante te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Arjuna, you want perfect transcendental knowledge? Go to a person who has realized the truth. A tattvadarshi, who can see the truth. How many of you can see the truth here? None of you? We can see the truth through Prabhupada books, isn't it? And that is called as Shastra Chakshu. Prabhupada in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Dukkhalem Ashashvatam. Then you look at the world, oh yes, it is Dukkhalem Ashashvatam. This is called as Shastra Chakshu. So this is Shabda Pramana. So similarly, the living entities in this world are constantly bickering and quarreling and fighting to understand what knowledge is. But with their understanding and fighting, they will never come to a conclusion of what absolute knowledge is. How can they understand? Through Shabda Pramana. So how to see God? Finally, this is the question. How do you see God? How do you access God? Not through Charma Chakshu, through Shastra Chakshu. And therefore Shastra is also Shabda Pramana. Is that understandable? Okay, so we would also like to congratulate all the devotees who remembered bits and pieces. By your remembrance, other devotees remembered. Isn't it? Usually we show huge PPT and everything, but I came without PPT and just spoke. but because all of you were remembering bits and pieces, it became easier. Okay, so thank you very much. Just 1 minute to conclude, just wind up the whole thing. Initially we introduced some brief explanation about initial chapters, and we understood why the 4th chapter was spoken as transcendental knowledge. Why? Can anyone say quickly?
To transform, to transform.
No, not transformers. True knowledge? No. No?
Lust is the eternal enemy. In order to defeat it,
Very good. Lust is the eternal enemy. One of the ways to overcome lust is transcendental knowledge. Then you convert lust into love. Therefore, Krishna is speaking it. And then we came into the text, and we said that the Gita is spoken to the leaders, isn't it? And then that's what Krishna did. But the knowledge was lost over time. Sakaleniha mahata yoga nashtaha parantapa. And therefore, the focus of today, the word is Parampara. And then we introduced 3 ways of gaining knowledge. Who had to remember that? 3 ways of gaining knowledge? No, but who is the person? Pratyaksha Pramana? Anuvana? Shabda Pramana. Okay. So Pratyaksha Pramana, you had to remember the word Pratyaksha Pramana. Okay. So in Pratyaksha Pramana, what are the 4 fallacies of Pratyaksha Pramana? Why Pratyaksha Pramana fails? No, Prabhuji has to say. I told you I have a bad habit. You are very stuck to the last one. Cheating propensity. What is the first one? Imperfect senses. Okay, next. Illusion. Then making mistakes. And then cheating propensity. That's Pratyaksha Pramana. Therefore, Pratyaksha aside. Then Anumana Pramana, we discussed many things. Basically, we discussed about how in practically, historians, everyone is simply guessing. But very important conclusion we came across was half knowledge is dangerous. What example?
Elephant.
No, dangerous. Cockroach. Cockroach and also material solution lead to bigger problems in this world. Both. Yeah, pakoda also, yes. And then finally we came to Shabda Pramana. In Shabda Pramana, we discussed about, you had to remember, yeah, what are 3 things when you...
Placement, and then teaching,
Teacher.
And the books.
and the source.
Yes. And therefore... Finally 4 Parampara, yes. Similarly, in a good proper Sampradaya, you have to see, this person, if I want him to be my Guru, which Parampara does he come in? What books does he refer to? Whose commentaries is he referring to? And people in this Parampara, have they gone back to Godhead? Have they developed love for Krishna? George Harrison went to Sri Prabhupada and asked, Swamiji, why is it that your Bhagavad Gita is the best Bhagavad Gita? Why do you say your Gita is the only Gita? Like, at a very high, special position you keep. You know what Prabhupada said? Prabhupada said, because anyone who reads this Gita will become completely Krishna conscious. And then George Harrison looked around. All the Western male and female, males are wearing dhoti kurta, tilak, shaven headed, shikha. Female are wearing saris. And then they are calling, oh Damodar Prabhu, oh Rukmini Mataji, and the children all Radhika, all spiritual names. Basically, they are only uttering the holy name. They are crazy after Krishna. And therefore, George Harrison was convinced, yes, this is the best Gita. Why? Anyone who studies this Gita is developing love for Krishna. Isn't it? Therefore, you see the books also.
That is very good book. Gita
Yes.
as it is.
Yes. Now we have another review. That's true.
I distribute many textbooks.
Very good. Yes.
He is ensuring, he has a school, he is ensuring to recite shlokas.
Very good. Yes. Very important.
That is very, very important.
Yes.
In the prayer, so that every kids learn it.
Yes. Very good. And finally, like you said, for 4 paramparas we discussed. What are the 4 paramparas? Anyone knows? Brahma, Shri, Rudra, Kumara. Okay. And then we said, therefore, if you want perfection of going back home, back to God and developing love for Krishna, you need to subscribe to any of these paramparas. ISKCON comes in Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya Sampradaya. The benefit of ISKCON is we have books in English. Other paramparas do not have. Actually, I myself, I come from Madhva Sampradaya. But I was choosing, should I join Madhva or ISKCON? But then I saw in ISKCON you have regular association of devotees, so many devotees, and like-minded. In other sampradayas, it's all old people, elderlies. Youth, no one goes. All the books in Madhva, they are most in Kannada and Sanskrit. Here, Prabhupada's mercy, English. Very easy access. And here, prasadam also something we have pizza prasadam and something we relate to. But Madhva is, of course, their prasad is also very tasty. Anyway, so I felt, anyway, it's all the same. Any other sampradaya you can join, but ISKCON Srila Prabhupada has made it very relevant to us. Is it? So we will stop here. Sorry for taking so much extra time, but it was an important concept.
Nice and very
Okay.